What's going on? What's going on, my co-creators? How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, co-creating the life that you love, the life that you want, the life that you've been dreaming of. I'm here today, just living my best life, folks. Always trying to picture the way I want to go and put the things in my life that I need to move forward.
Help! I'm infected! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah! You gotta start over, man.
We're not starting over. We're not starting over. I'm here with one of my great friends, good friends for many, many, many years. I don't know how many years. What's going on, Jeff?
Man, I'm just doing some repairs. I was out flying tonight and wrecked some shit.
Now, when you say flying, what are you talking about? What are you flying?
I fly some little quads, little camera drones, but these are more racing drones. They're a lot of fun, and they get up to about 80 miles an hour, and I weave between trees and gates and stuff, and I really want to get into being able to race. I think racing will be fun.
80 miles an hour?
Yeah.
And it's like the little quad helicopters.
Yeah,
Wow.
this little thing this one will go about 60 right here. Then this one is, the props themselves are about 1.5 inches each.
Wow. And folks, this thing is like the size of a saucer.
Yeah.
A little small, like a coffee saucer, like a coffee and cup. A coffee cup saucer. That's so cool, man. And on these things, you have a setup where you can put on the visors, right, where you can actually see the flight as if you are in.
Okay, so here's what's cool. When I was a kid, I used to have dreams of being able to fly. You have your arms out and you're flying around, and you wake up and you're like, God damn, it's over. And unfortunately, I don't have those dreams anymore.
Okay.
You get older, your dreams change. But anyway, I've always enjoyed flying radio-controlled planes and stuff like that. But now they've got the technology so you can actually fly these drones around with goggles on, like you said. You put them on your head, and it's like you're sitting in the thing. So as you're flying it around, you actually are doing what you did in your dreams when you were a kid. I mean, you can essentially just put your arms out and go wherever you want.
To just fly around.
And it's all HD. It all looks awesome. And it's just a lot of fun.
And it's real time.
Yeah, it's real time. Real time.
So when you fly, you can fly through trees, chase some squirrels around, and.
Well, the other day I was chasing some raccoons around. It was really cool. It was a mom and a bunch of babies. And I'm like, where the fuck are they going? And, I was flying towards them, and Mama looks at me, she's like, yeah, you can get the fuck away from me. I'm like, okay, sure, no problem.
So, man, one thing I love about you, Jeff, you always are into tech. I mean, anything technical, any kind of gadget, you always had it first. I've never out-teched you in my life, and I don't think it's going to happen no time soon, man. And that brings me to the idea of, like, what is your career like? What would you say is the type of work that you've done most of your life?
I've been a software developer. Right now, I'm a web developer.
Software? Okay.
It pays the bills. A web developer basically develops websites for different companies, and right now, a good web developer usually integrates data and the website together. So, like, you have a banking website, or right now I'm doing a music website, which is kind of cool because the website I'm doing, actually, if you've ever seen like the Billboard Top 40 charts, Software I Wrote actually makes that Billboard Top 40 chart. So if you ever go in your local music store, which they really don't have anymore, but you can see it online, I actually wrote that thing.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of neat.
Wow, so it's your fault that I've been inundated with these crappy pop songs at the top of the...
Don't worry, we do the R&B chart too.
Okay. Yeah. All right, well, it's crazy. I always said this phrase. I always said that I've heard from biblical texts or whatever that humans were made in God's image. And I always said that computers are made in the image of a human. And humans in man's image is what I'm trying to say. And so by saying all that, it's like all your years in working in technology and software, have you ever noticed any correlation between building these systems, creating this software, and a correlation with humans and how they interact and kind of, can you see kind of where the human where we're going, if you look at where software has went and where web development and I'm talking outside of my school right now. I'm just saying words that sound right.
That's a good question. I mean, technology moves so fast, and I am kind of a gadget guy, but I'm a gadget because I like technology. I'm a gadget guy because I like technology and see where things are going. But when you think about it, what we're doing is we're taking computers and we're making them smarter. I mean, if you take a look at the phone, which we're recording this on right now, that phone can do more than the computer you bought in 2010. It's that powerful. And so, the technology gets smarter every day. And the real interesting thing is, you hear people talking about AI and stuff like that, where you're actually trying to get computers to start to think for themselves. To me, it's interesting and scary at the same time.
Right.
Because, they talk about, us humans being carbon-based life forms. And if you look at DNA and how it's all made up, it's made up of a bunch of silicon atoms. And so carbon is the base of what makes us up. Well, computers and the CPUs and all the chips in them are made of silicon instead of carbon.
Right.
And the interesting thing is so we're trying to take this silicon technology and teach it things. For example, I have a Tesla car and we're trying to teach it how to drive. And I went on a trip to Oregon about 1.5 years ago where the damn thing drove 2,200 miles of the 2,400 mile trip. I mean,
so your car drove 2,200.
Yeah.
Your Tesla.
Yeah.
Wow.
It drove. I didn't have to do anything.
Wow.
So think about what we're, how we're teaching things, how we're teaching computers and the technology that's going into it. And I think the interesting thing is though, interesting and scary. If you look at the periodic table of elements, you've got carbon and you got silicon in the next column over. In essence, what we're doing is we're taking the silicon atom and we're trying to teach it to have AI, intelligence, kind of in our own image. And it's a little scary, it's a little interesting, but it's a topic I kind of watch.
Yeah, you know me, man. I've been very. I used to be. I'm still all about tech. I love gadgets, but when these gadgets started listening to me and talking back to me,
scares the crap out of me. I mean, it doesn't really scare me, but you're right. When you say Alexa, do this, she's listening the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say Alexa and she answers, and I hope she doesn't for this video here.
Somebody's Alexa's going to answer.
Yeah. It had to be listening the whole time to pick up your command. So, it's hearing everything in the whole apartment, which is a little scary.
Yes, it's a little weird, and I've told this to a few people. There's been instances where I would go onto my YouTube or to my Facebook, and it would be suggested topics or suggested individuals that pop up that I've never searched before. But I can definitely remember having a conversation with someone in the vicinity of my phone and about a certain person or a certain topic, and next thing you know, a day or so later, it's popping up in my YouTube as a suggested subject.
Yeah, that is kind of scary because Google has its tentacles everywhere. Right. I mean, when you go to a site to shop for something, Google uses these cookies that track you. So then when you search Google and it knows you went to shop for something on somebody else's site, it's throwing ads up trying to sell you to buy the thing, especially if it knows you didn't buy it already. So it's trying to capture that sale, which it didn't get the first time. And that's just the start of what they're using that technology to do. Not necessarily for us, but also to us.
Right. Now, just imagine if in not too far future, there are certain views that an individual may have. They may have a certain stance, a certain political stance, a certain idea about the government or whatever, and they are searching out certain ideas, or they're talking about certain subjects, and their phone is listening. And what's going to stop that phone from hearing what you're saying and taking that information and feeding that to a certain entity to say that, hey, this guy over here is a defiant guy. He's against this, he's against that.
We're already doing this right now because you have people that put tape over the cameras on their laptops. That's essentially the same thing. You don't trust the privacy of these electronic devices. And, the other day I was laying in bed and felt a little paranoid. And I counted up the number of cameras I had around me.
You might have got about 12.
6 fucking cameras in my bedroom.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh shit.
Wow.
I mean, any one of those devices could be peeking at you. And you're like, six cameras?
Yeah.
You got 6 cameras in your bedroom? Well, I hate to tell you, you do too. The listener. I mean, do you have an iPad? Do you have a phone? Do you have like an Alexa device or something like that?
Smart clock.
Yeah. I mean,
your TV.
Yeah, the TV. Or if you have a PlayStation Move where, it can do AR and stuff like that. All these devices have cameras in them.
Right.
And any one of these cameras, my laptop. Forgot about the laptop. Which we were just talking about. Kind of funny. Yeah. But all these devices have cameras. And when I came up with that 6 cameras, honestly, I was a little paranoid when I thought about it. It's like, oh, shit.
I remember back when I went to a technical school back in 2002, and the instructor was teaching us how TV signals work and how TVs work and how it receives and it transmits and all that stuff. And in my head, it just snapped, and I was like, well, if the TV can receive pictures and they explain how it works, I'm not going into technical details because I can't, but I knew at the time. In my head, I'm like, it seems like the same technology it takes to receive the information is the same technology it would take to transmit the information. It's like that TV screen could be a huge camera, the way they described it to me. And I didn't know everything, but I was explaining this to my teacher at the time, my instructor, and he got irate. He was pissed off. He was mad because I was challenging. So I said, man, it seems like it's the same technology going back and forth in a way, depending on what the TV is connected to. Now, the TV is just not connected to something that can transmit, then I can understand it. But if it's connected to a certain, apparatus where it can transmit, then I think that TV screen can be like a big camera on its own.
Let me ask you this. Does your TV have a mode where if it's lighter out, the picture gets brighter, or if it's darker, it's not as bright? How do you think it senses that?
Now you're going to make me go break all my TV screens, and it probably is still reporting.
They've got a sensor somewhere, and who knows what the hell it's doing.
Right.
There are more cameras than we even know about. And just think about all the devices that you go out and get. First thing it asks is your Google account, or it has you enter your IP address and hook up to the router, or all this stuff. You're like, God.
Yeah, it's like you going to the doctor and getting all your vitals taken. And and for me, that's why I get so paranoid, and that's why I object this how can I say it? This invasion of our personal rights right now because of this virus situation.
Oh man, there's so much of our rights that they're just getting stomped all over.
All in the name of a virus that kills less than 1% of people.
So what's bugging you the most, Adib? What is it that they're stomping on that just keeps you awake at night?
Well, I won't say I stay awake, but what bothers me the most is I see a trend. I see a pattern. I see right now, okay, you can't go into certain places if you don't have a face mask on. That's fine. You want to protect others. I get that. I understand that. I do think it should be your choice if you decide to do that or not. I get that. But there are actually corporations that are saying you can't come, you can't fly, you can't do this.
Walmart just today said and it's public. They announce this publicly. You can't come in Walmart without a mask. It's corporate wide. Every single Walmart store. You can't go in Walmart without a mask. And there was a couple other big companies too that did that just today.
Now, see, like I said, I don't have anything against people wearing masks. Do what you want to do. But when you start demanding people wear something, that's when it becomes a problem, because it doesn't end there. A year from now, it'll be like, okay, you can't come in this business, you can't have this job, you can't join this gym, you can't fly, you can't leave this border unless
Without
you've
our
been
magic
tested.
passport.
Even before that, it'll be you have to get tested. Are you?
That's what I mean, the magic passport, whatever they consider that you have to be able to do something.
Right. We essentially are giving away our rights right now, and we don't understand that it's a domino effect by us saying, okay, it's cool because, okay, you got to get tested or you can't do this. And then it's going to be like, okay, what's your test result? Which is nobody's business. That's your personal.
Oh, and now, test results, first thing they want to know is, who have you been around?
That's not your business. And so.
But they think it is.
Right. And so.
I saw a court case up in the Northeast where they've actually taken somebody to court and thrown them in jail to get that information.
This is unacceptable, folks, and I can't believe that we're letting this slide because of something that's not that deadly, compared to other things that we've dealt with. And it comes to the test, and then eventually it'll be, okay, have you been vaccinated or not? It'll never be mandatory, but it'll be to the point where you won't be able to do certain things unless you do it. And then from that point,
you
it'll
mean
be
like take your shoes off when you get on the plane?
Get on a plane. Forget taking your get on a go enter an airport. You got to show your ID that you have been vaccinated. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what we are allowing to happen
right now. You can't get on the plane without a star on your license. You know that.
I don't know. What's that? What's the star for?
I don't know. It's some new security thing. So if you have an older license, you got to get a new license with a star on it if you want to fly.
And see, that is not good, folks. That is not freedom. That is not what this country is built upon. We should be able to take our chances and take our risks. That's what America is all about. And I don't think some people are going to understand how serious this is until it's right at their doorstep and they can't avoid it, and then they're going to figure it out. So that's my main concern. And then we could bring back to the technology. This technology is so intrusive. This technology, these TVs, these smartphones are going to start checking our biometrics in our bodies. It's going to tell you what your temperature is, tell the system, the Googles, the Samsungs, whoever is in charge of information with that phone. They're going to know your personal body information, and they're going to transmit this information to different authorities, and you will be restricted on your movement. And it's not right, folks.
So, when you walk in an Amazon warehouse now, they have these body scanners that scan everybody's temperature as you walk in. It's this automatic device that scans your body temperature as you walk through.
That's nobody's business what your body temperature is. That's your personal health.
Where's that device going to stop?
Exactly.
I mean, they could scan anything.
Exactly. Yeah, man, this conversation kind of took a left turn, but if you listen to me, you already know it always will. But man, Jeff, thank you for sharing your insight, man. I mean, you're definitely a very informed individual when it comes to technology and the process and the progression and how invasive and intrusive it can be. And I appreciate you sharing, your insight on this topic, man. I really appreciate that, brother.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, man. Well, my co-creators, you heard it from an expert. He probably won't call himself an expert, but I will. You heard it from an expert. And, man, we are the co-creators of our lives, folks. We have to get out there and make sure we are consciously, dynamically co-creating how our life goes and how it flows. Today, I want you to go outside, get 30 minutes cardio, make sure you get your heart rate up, get your blood pumping, get the toxins out of your body, sweat, all that stuff out of yourself. Do that every single day. All you need is 30 minutes, folks. That's all you need. And also, meditate. 10 minutes of meditation to connect with your higher self. Call it prayer, call it meditation, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you take a break from this physical form and think about your spiritual self.
I'm filling out my checklist right now.
That's
Keep
good.
going.
That's good.
Keep going. What else?
And number 3.
Oh, shit. I already have 1 and 2. That's your number 3.
Turn off the news, man. Turn off the news. Turn off the news. Reject that package. Return it to sender. There's nothing that you want. Trust me, folks. There's some SARS in that package. You don't want that in your life, man. Turn off the news. It's nothing good for you. It's a propaganda buffet over there. You know, they sensationalize everything to keep you watching. That's what it's all about. And also, leave your cell phones at home sometime. Just try to take a break from this technology. My man already told you how the technology is invading your life and peeking on you, looking at you, checking your temperature, checking your blood type. Are you tested? Are you good? Are you vaccinated?
Well, let me just say one more thing about this technology. When, let's say you get a test and you come up positive and they ask you you've been around, you realize that this is what they're doing now. They know where everybody's phone is by GPS all the time. And all they have to do is walk back all the GPS mapping points of where you've been and all the people that have been around you, and they just know it already. I'm telling you, these phones know a lot more than what you think they do.
It's a dirty game, folks. And all we got to do to not play is just to say, no, thank you. Leave it at home. Step back. Anyway, I love you, my co-creators. We're going to keep it short. Well, we didn't, but we're going to keep it short at the end. And hope you're having a wonderful day. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.